Good morning, KJH. Welcome to our Monday advisory lesson on emotion regulation. Emotion regulation means that we have control over our feelings. That means if we're incredibly angry, we use some skills to bring our anger down. Or that goes also for sadness. If we're feeling very sad or anxious or nervous or fearful, we can use skills to manipulate and control and manage our emotions. It is important to learn how to regulate our emotions because we have emotions all the time. And if we're allowing our big emotions to control us, then we're going to find ourselves in some trouble occasionally. So once we learn how to manage our emotions, we're going to have more power in our lives. So how do we manage it? There are different skills that we're going to learn about that will help, or we already have learned. First of all is zones of regulation. We're going to learn more about that next week, and many of you have already learned about the zones in elementary school. We're also going to use positive affirmations. We have talked about that a lot this year. So if you're having big emotions, you can remind yourself, I can find happiness. I deserve peace. And those positive affirmations can reframe our negative thoughts to help us. We can use coping and mindful techniques. We can use our support systems, and we can learn how to problem solve if there's a problem behind our emotion. There are literally hundreds of coping skills that we can use. So part of using coping skills is finding out what works best for us. Here are a list of different types of coping skills. You can use coping skills of self-soothing if you're upset or angry, distraction if you're feeling worried or nervous. You can do an opposite action coping skill to help you find happiness. That means you're going to do something that is the opposite of the current emotion you're feeling. So if you're feeling sad, you do something that makes you feel happy. You can also engage in an activity where you use some emotional awareness. This usually is like doing artwork or journaling how you're feeling and taking a moment to validate it. We're going to practice some mindfulness. And you can also use a crisis plan. Crisis plans are oftentimes safety plans or going and getting support from somebody who knows how to help. There are many different ways to practice mindfulness. Some we've talked about, some we haven't. One of my favorite when our bodies need to move and use muscles is called squeeze. So we're going to practice it right now. What you do is you either scrunch your toes up and squeeze your toes, or you squeeze your fists as hard as you can for 10 seconds, and then you rest. If you need to keep using muscles, you repeat the cycle. So I want everyone to either scrunch their toes or squeeze their hands as hard as you can. We're going to practice just for 5 seconds. So squeeze. Count with me. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you still feel like you need to run, hit, scream, then you'll want to practice that squeezing again. Another major way to use emotion regulation is to know our support systems. We have some great friends here at KJH who are really ready to help at any time. But please remember that if this is a big feeling, that sometimes our friends might not know exactly how to help. So going to them and using them and talking to them is a great first step. But if this is a big safety issue, please remember that you need to find an adult to help you. That adult can be someone at home and using your family as a support system, or you can come to staff here at school. We have principals, teachers, counselors, and a social worker here who are willing to help and give some guidance and support. There are also community supports that can be helpful. There's Safe UT that you can download on your phone to chat with and text with if you have big crisis that you need some help with. There's also 988 that you can dial if you know of someone or if you yourself are experiencing some big emotions and need some support. Sometimes our big emotion comes from a problem in our life. If that problem is a conflict with somebody here at school, then we have a solution for you. We have conflict resolution circles where we can bring you and whoever you're having conflict with down to the office, and we can work through those problems and solve that conflict in a healthy way. If you would like to do this, please let your counselor or social worker know through the Meet Your Counselor form, or you can talk to an administrator about it. At the end of this video, we are going to do a feeling activity. I want you guys to pull up the PDF and you're going to highlight a feeling you have experienced in each of the categories. The categories are angry, happy, sad, peaceful, surprise, fearful, shame, excited, and powerful. A lot of times when we talk about our emotions, we use those big words that I just said. But there are lots of other feelings that are a little bit more specific about what's going on in our life. For example, under angry is resentful. Resentful means that you are really, really irritated that somebody else has something or is doing something, and you might resent them, so you're feeling resentful. Under surprise is the word dumbfounded. We can feel dumbfounded when we learn something new and it shocks and confuses us. That might make us feel dumbfounded. Another word under shame is insignificant. We can feel insignificant when we don't feel like we're important in the world around us or to somebody. So take a moment and highlight what you have experienced. If you have any questions about what any of these mean, you can talk about it as a class. In our planners for this week, we can use emotion regulation for our goal. Some possible goals that you could write for this week are: 1, identify what feelings you are having each day. A second goal you could possibly use is: I'm going to use coping skills or my support system to be able to help regulate my emotions. A third possible goal you could do is to journal. Journaling and writing our emotions is a great way to regulate. So if you don't know what to write for this week, you could choose one of those 3.